Back here in Las Vegas as we take a look at the season outlook for the USC Trojans heading into year 4 under Lincoln Riley. He promoted Luke Heward to OC. He brings in veteran NFL coach Rob Ryan to join the staff as assistant head coach on defense. Plenty of new pieces, but of course a couple of key returners, including 3 guys who are here today: Elijah Page, Kamari Ramsey, and Mekhi Lemon, 3 absolute studs. Some good memories from the last 2 trips to this city. A couple of thrilling wins across the street at Allegiant Stadium. You beat LSU in your opener, and then of course you go out and beat Texas A&M in a thriller in the bowl game. So welcome back to Vegas, Lincoln Riley.
Good luck.
Yeah, not that many people win in Vegas if you come twice, 3 times. So
exactly
it's great to see you. How's the day been so far?
Day's been good. Day's been good. Fun to get out here, represent our program. Brought 3 great players with us. A lot of excitement. Coach, you know, it's the best time of the year.
Coach, there's a lot of coaches that came here that are jealous that you could do this in one day.
I'm going to do everything I can to advocate that we keep this in Las Vegas.
You do have the shortest commute, certainly, of any of the 18 teams, along with UCLA coming to Vegas. And Coach, I just think back on year 3, and you've talked a lot about how when you're building something, that you take a step back, and it's hard when you start climbing, but you have more perspective and appreciation for the grind. So as you look back at last season and some of the challenges, and then obviously it ended well, what do you take away? What's your biggest takeaway from last year?
Well, I think first it's never easy when you don't finish some games that you feel like you worked hard to put yourself in position to win. And we're so used to winning that that's not an easy pill to swallow. The flip side of it is I watched the way that our team played. I watched us play one of the most difficult schedules in the country and have a chance to win every single game. And I see absolute progress in so many areas of our program. And I know from experience and being around some of the great coaches and teams and players and programs that I've been lucky enough to be a part of, I know that we are headed towards being what we want to be. Like I just know it. And eventually that will show up in wins and losses. It always does. And so I think it's keeping perspective. And I think that's been, I think, the important thing for us. And then I think you see all the signs of the belief and the excitement that is around USC football right now. The staff that we just hired, you mentioned Rob Ryan. We brought in Chad Bowden as our GM, and we've made several other really key staff hires that have been very important for us. The way that we're recruiting right now, we've got the #1 ranked recruiting class in the country for 2026. We're getting ready to move into what will be one of the best college football facilities in the country here in a handful of months. So there's just too many good things happening, and you just got to just keep building on it.
I mean, when you think about the things that you are going to build on, can you tell us about the facility? Because I feel like this is something that we've seen coming together over the last few years as we visited campus, but the renderings look incredible.
Yeah, it was part of the agreement when we came here. We knew that it was a little bit of a way for me to test how serious that USC was about being really great at football again, and I give our administration, our supporters credit. They have not blinked an eye on it. It's not easy to find space to just build a new structure right in the middle of Los Angeles, as I found. And we got creative, and we moved the baseball field. We built our baseball team a brand new stadium, and then this practice facility is going to be incredible. I mean, it really is. To honor the history of this program, to be functional for our players and staff, what we can do from a recovery and technology in this day and age, and being able to build all that in, like it's really going to be special and a game changer. We're already feeling the effects of it because everybody sees it when they come on campus, and I think it's just a representative of how serious USC is about being really great on the football field again.
Coach, compare the overall talent of this team to last year's team.
This is a more talented team. The 2 areas I'd really point at, the defensive line, certainly, and that was probably the defensive line was the #1 target for us. We made a big jump defensively. We were one of the most improved defenses in the country. And after the year, we sat down and said, all right, how do we go from being just the most improved to being flat out one of the best defenses in the country? And that was the answer. We had to get bigger in the interior. We had to get more depth and be better in our 4-man pass rushes. And we feel like we have the group to do that now. So I'm really excited about that. And then I would say also on the flip side, the growth and the depth on the offensive line as well is just different than it's been at any point during our time here at USC.
When you started off your remarks today, you referenced Coach Carroll, one of the all-time greats, and an urge for him to get in the College Football Hall of Fame. He used to always say there's a difference between hoping and knowing. Good teams hope they can win. Great teams know they can win. You referenced that. You said, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. You brought in a new strength coach. What are elements this offseason that make you double down on that? Like, I know it is coming based on what maybe you've gleaned from Coach Carroll in the weight room.
Well, I think it's just I think that position has such a big impact on your team, right? And you can get the roster right and do great things schematically and all that, but there does have to be a belief that you are going to finish and that you are going to prevail no matter how these games unfold. And the great teams and great programs have that, and it's not easily developed. When you got it, it's not easily held on to. It's a special thing, and I've seen that and been a part of that. And so I think, Coach Carroll was somebody that we felt like could help not only in the way we train, but just the mentality of our team and being able to finish these games, and not just finish in the fourth quarter. We had plenty of opportunities to finish games in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, multiple times where maybe a game doesn't come down to one play or one call right at the end. And so that has been a target for our team, and our players have really embraced that.
Coach, you and Jed Fish, I believe, are the only two head coaches that are also calling the plays on Saturday. With all that's going on, especially nowadays, more is on a head coach than ever before. How do you make it? How do you make time? How do you budget your day?
The first few years here have been tough as you're building a program and then adjusting to all that's changing in college football. And that was a big reason we wanted to really invest as a university, as an athletic department in our front office staff. Our GM search to land on Chad Bowden took 9 months. That wasn't the intent, but we knew how important it was to get the right person and then build a great team around him, which we've been able to do. And I think that's freed up not only myself, but a lot of our other coaches to really just coach and to really invest in the development of our current team and put a lot of our time and attention into that, more than we were able to do previously. And so I think it's been a challenge at times here in the first few years. I would say in the last 4 to 5 months, I've probably coached more than I have in a long time, which is a good feeling. And I think the way we've outfitted and equipped this staff, I think, is going to allow me to do that, because I do, at the end of the day, I think it's every coach's job to figure out where they can bring value to a program. And I think that's an area where I can help us win, and I want to be able to do that.
It's almost like the NFL model. Now that you've said that, right?
Yes.
That you have the support staff. Without that support staff, maybe you couldn't call a place on Saturday. But with this front office now, unlimited coaches, maybe it's changed the head coaches.
Correct. And I'm lucky to be at a place with an AD and Jen Cohen that believe in that and see that and have given us what we need to build that around us so that we can do what we do best.
That's great.
I've always felt at USC at quarterback, when you sign, you're a household name. When you start, you're a Heisman candidate. When you start for you're a Heisman candidate as well. Jaden Mayava, what have you gleaned from him since that game against Nebraska, where he admitted he struggled flushing plays, to the game here in Vegas, you're referencing at A&M, where he did that and balled out, and now he's truly entrenched as your guy?
Yeah, I think he's always had an ability to overcome. Like, even in the Nebraska game, I know he was disappointed with a few of the decisions, but he still came back and played well and let us to win. He did the same thing against A&M. He did the same thing against UCLA. I mean, he probably played his best game against Notre Dame, against a really good defensive football team. So I've been really impressed with this guy. I mean, the plays that he made, the situation he came in, the guts and moxie that he showed, the things that he needs to fix are correctable. And it's just part of being a young or kind of new quarterback in a system. And I think everybody's going to see a much different player this year, and I'm very excited about it.
He also has a lot of phenomenal pieces around him. One of them you brought here today in Mekhi Lemon. I think that he's one of the truly special wideouts, and somebody who's humble and doesn't like to give himself too many compliments and won't really want to take them. So I'm going to let you give him some flowers. What makes him such a special player? You've been around a lot of special guys.
Yeah, I would say his competitiveness and his versatility. He is such a versatile player. I mean, he was our best slot receiver. He was our best kickoff returner. He was one of our best gunners on the punt team. He's one of our best jammers on punt return. The guy can just do it all. And so he just does so many things that make a difference in winning. He really does, and he's serious about his craft. He knows he can get a lot better, and it's fun working with a guy like that. I mean, it's pretty cool for me here today. I first started recruiting Makai when he was a sophomore in high school, when I was at Oklahoma a long time ago, and to see how he's evolved, and even to be here today for kind of a humble, quiet kid, it's his evolution it's kind of a proud moment.
Coach, of all the changes in college football, which one do you like the most?
Like the most?
Yeah.
I was hoping I would say that we just went to the automatic qualifying playoff. Maybe not quite yet. Honestly, I mean, I'm happy that we're paying the players.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Right. Absolutely.
that should have happened a long time ago. Yep. We could all argue it maybe could have been done in better circumstances, or maybe with a little bit more of a system around it. But nonetheless, like, that should have happened a long time ago, and it's great to see that guys have the ability to be compensated now.
And Coach, we're gonna let you go on this because your players are standing by. We're gonna talk about them, but just real quick, the automatic qualifiers, because you stood up there and you made a really good point that I think hasn't been made enough. Why is it important?
Well, it's important for a lot of reasons, but I think if we want to preserve these different rivalry games and some of these different traditions that have happened in college football as these conferences evolve, that's the only way it's going to happen. Like, these games are going to continue to get picked off because you're putting people in impossible positions. Where do you decide, do I keep history, or do maybe I put my team from a playoff perspective at a competitive disadvantage? That's not a fun position to be in, because where's the right answer, And so I think if we could do that, then that's going to allow these leagues to do what they want and still have some of the individual preferences and all of that. We can still play the marquee out of conference games that everybody loves to watch, and then let's go have a great playoffs after that. I think it's a no-brainer.
It would help you with the Notre Dame situation.
For sure it would.
Yeah.
Of course it would. And it would help a lot of other schools with those too, because we've already lost some great rivalries to this, and we're going to lose more unless we do something about it.
And that is one of the many things that makes college football so special, are those rivalries. Lincoln Riley, it's great to visit with you. Thanks for stopping by, spending some time, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day trip here to Las Vegas.
Thank you, guys.